T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast in the world. I'm your boy MJ, and welcome to Trap Talk with MJ. If this is your first time tapping in, what is good? Do your boy a favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, drop a comment. But more importantly, hit that notification bell that you're not getting slept on any podcast I drop here on this channel. If you're into reptiles, just getting into reptiles, or been into reptiles, this is the channel you're going to want to be at. I bring a lot of reptile breeders, a lot of people who are invested their whole lives into this reptile game to this channel. And it's solely about the upcoming and bringing of these animals that we love to work with. So if that's you, you're in the right place. Welcome. Hit that subscribe button for sure. Tonight's, by the way, I want to say shout out to all the early birds. I see you guys. I'll get to you guys in a second. But to give you guys a heads up on what's to come tonight, tonight's segment basically is the once in a month we do this show. Okay. It's called Nobody Safe Session with, you guys know Chris Eaton, Snakes and the Fat Man, good buddy of mine. And we have a really good special guest, Brian Kusko, good friends of both of ours. So you're in for a good treat tonight. Okay. It's going to be awesome. I do want to say that this episode tonight is brought to you by Cold Blooded Cafe, #1 frozen thawed rodent company in the game. $30 flat rate shipping anywhere from day one pinks to mammoth rats to your doorstep. Cold Blooded Cafe, the freshest and the bestest. Shout out to Steven, shout out to Desiree, my Cold Blooded Cafe family. I love you guys. I want to say thank you to everyone who spends their time here with me. I mean, you're basically a part of my life, and I want to say thank you for that. Thank you for giving me the support and love that I need to keep doing to keep this going. Okay, so I just want to say first and foremost, thank you to all my support out there. If you would like to support this channel more than a subscription, more than a like, couple things you can do is you could send me a super chat right there. If you're in the live chats, you can send a super chat for any question that you may have for myself, Brian Kusko, or Chris Eaton, or if there's anything you just want me to, want to get out there, drop a super chat. I appreciate it. Other than that, if you want to get more tapped into what you see here on the podcast every week, I have exclusive content. I have a Discord strictly for my Patreon members. Shout out to my Patreon members, my family, Patreon family. If you out there want to get more out of this, and if you want to support me on top of that, well, listen, go down to the link below, click on the Trap Talk Patreon link, and become a part of the Trap Talk Patreon family. As soon as you join, I send you the Discord link. You tap in with over 100 Patreon members, and there's so many different channels in the Discord, so much to gain, I'm telling you, and it's growing by the day. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to all my Patreon members. Thank you to any support, any ounce of support. You watching this, even you damn Gilligans who continue to come watch and just refuse to hit that subscribe button. You're still listening to me. You're still listening to the guests. So I got to say thank you so much for doing that. And yeah, it's going to be a fucking awesome show tonight. I hope you guys are ready. I'm pumped up. I always get pumped up when I have Chris Eaton on the show, but now we have Kusko. Woo, we're going to get into things, okay? Who's here in the building? Silver Cash 86. What is good? Just had a good time at Animal Con with my boy right here. Got to meet him. Thank you for being here, Jason. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Thank you for your support. PCF Funny Royals, what is good? Damn, look who it is. Martin Morris in the building. What is good? Thanks for tapping in. Burning Heart Exotics, Trap Talk Patreon member in the building. Thank you so much, buddy. Blake Royal, Bama Reptiles, what is good? Thank you so much. Trap Talk Patreon member all day. House of Hiss, one of the newest Patreon members. Thank you so much for joining the Trap Talk Patreon family. I appreciate you. I hope you're liking the Discord so much. But yeah, thank you so much. Give this guy a follow on Instagram, House of Hiss. Look who it is. Small Town Exotics. You fucking groupie ass motherfucker. You. This guy he's never dropping comments in the lives unless Chris Eaton or Brian Kusko's on. That's it. And I'm just kidding. I love you, Shane. You're my boy. I hope Tennessee's treating you right. Don't come back to Cali. Spectro 7, what is good? Thanks for tapping in. Ron. Ron. Did I say that wrong? Fuck it. Whatever. You know what I'm saying. Thanks for being here. Heath and Hatchery, new logo. That's what's up. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. I almost didn't recognize you with that new logo. I like that. Julio Fulio, Trap Talk Patreon member. He just picked up some trap heat. Guys, I have some ball python productions that are now on my morph market. And I only have a few, but there's so much shit that's coming out the egg right now. But if you are interested, please head over to my morph market, Exotics Cartel with an A, not an E, and swoop you up some. I have other stuff there too. I have short tail pythons for sale. Go to my morph market. Check it out. Julio, that heat's coming to you soon. Once the heat calms down, then I'm going to bring you more heat, if you know what I mean. Thank you so much. Let's see. Deviant Glass, what is good? Thanks for tapping in. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Wise Guys, what is good? Thanks for tapping in. O'Malley's Morphs, what is good? Trap Talk Patreon family member, OG, triple OG. This guy's my boy right here. Brother right here. I got to say, this is my boy. When are you going to fly out to Cali, man? I need you out here, man. Bring the whole family. I'll take care of you guys. Clowns, scientists. Wait. Why do I have a hard time saying that? Clown Scientist, what is good? Thanks for tapping in. 1776 in the building, my boy, Big Mike, who just sponsored my last remote podcast. Thank you. And honest, dude, this motherfucker brought 30 lobster tails to my Airbnb, 5 pounds of stone crab. I murdered 8.5 lobster tails myself. That's how you do shit. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you taking care of us, man. Real shit. Really, really appreciate it. Brian Bode, what is good? Thanks for tapping in. Herbert in the building. Thanks for tapping in. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Scale Fins and Feathers. The homie Josh, thanks for tapping in. Uncle Mike in the building. And we're going to end it with Uncle Mike just because I want to get this show on the road, man. Got 88 people in the building. That's going to go up. I'm clearing 100 today for sure because I got 2 legendary motherfuckers in the game. You got to understand. You guys know how I feel about Brian Kusko because Brian Kusko literally was the one who painted an image of YouTube, like what putting in work could do for you on YouTube, right? And now here we are. Biggest thing happening recently was Animal Con, which is bringing creators to creators, but also I'm a breeder. I'm not a creator. So we're going to tap into things. We're going to get things going. Strap on your fucking seatbelts because, guys, it's Nobody's Safe Session, episode 232. It's fucking showtime, guys. Let's go. Chee!
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it.
Well. Look what we have here.
I was having a little flashback to our music video to that song, man. Right here. That was a good time.
What a time. You look like fucking Stevie Ray or goddamn Ray Charles with your glasses on right now because you're
I was enjoying myself there for a minute. What's up, Mr. Eaton?
What's up, Mr. Kusko? Happy late birthday, man.
Thanks.
Whoa, it was your birthday? I feel like a dick.
When
was your birthday?
Oh, only my friends know when my birthday was. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but don't worry. He doesn't text his fucking friends back. Thanks. He just ignores the messages.
Dude, I'm so sorry. Look at this. Okay, this is my messages right here. Okay, I cleared them up last week. I don't know if you can see that.
Look
on the.
Yeah, hey everybody! Look how popular
there's a lot.
I am.
No. It's my point is there's too many messages. I can't just reply to them all.
Listen. I don't know how you react with your other people, but when I fucking message you, you fucking call me back. That's all I'm saying.
I don't, to be fair, I don't remember getting a birthday message from you.
It was an actual text from you.
See, that's that fucking bullshit shit. He's trying to pull some shit on you right now.
I think so. I saw Shauna here. Dude, I was hanging out in the chat right before this started, and it really felt like a bit of a family reunion. Like, I mean, Jake and Adam and Garrett and Josh and Sean and Aurora. Like it just felt like I was literally having these like little emotional like things happening in my eyes a little bit.
There's some beautiful people in the live chats, mainly because this is going to be a beautiful night. I got to tell you, I mean, okay, now what's he showing us?
I don't know. Can you read that? Is it focusing?
Listen, at the end of the day, we can't see any of that shit. Okay, whenever you're showing, we don't see any of it. Okay,
it's Garrett being an absolute dick. That's what it is.
Wait, do you think let's talk about Garrett Hartle actually knowing if he's being a dick or not? Because I have a situation I want to bring up. Listen, God bless.
I'm gonna take these off. I just did it for the thumbnail. I feel ridiculous though. There you go.
Yeah, because we're not wearing it. We're not. Well, listen. At least I didn't ask you to all wear your Trap Talk shirts tonight.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen again. Yeah. Trap Talk Bowling League. Right.
So listen, my very first Q&A panel at Animal Con. Okay, we're just gonna go and get this fucking started right off the bat. I'm wrapping it up. I have probably 2 minutes, and these fucking, of course, Brian's taking 10 minutes per answer, and so
no, that sounds short.
No, and so I look and I have like a wrap up thing I want to see, and what do I see? I see a hand in the crowd. I see like this, and I'm like, what is that? And then it's Garrett. Garrett's like telling me he has a question. And I'm like, what? He's like, I have a question. And I'm like, bro, okay, but it's my fucking, can I do my thing? And he's like, I have a question. And I'm like,
that sounds
guys.
like that. You're doing a pretty good impression with the quiet, I have a question.
He's like, question. And I'm like, what is he doing? I kind of knew what he was doing, but I was pretending like I didn't know what he was doing. So, and then the guy next to me was like, hey, Garrett has a question. I'm like, okay, Garrett Hartle has a question. Garrett, what's your question? And he fucking, I don't even think we even got the answer to his question. He had some crazy ass, time was up. And then
he's literally blowing up my phone right now. I didn't even put this thing away.
Garrett, this is not this moment right now. You need to chill, please. Anyways, you guys should have been there. Anyways, I'll tell you what, though. At the end of the day, I love being around Garrett. Something about being around Garrett that is he makes me laugh all the time. And I don't deliberately think he knows he's being a dick. I think there's a gap. I don't know. What do you think?
Garrett does a really good job of allowing the love of God to flow right through his being and into the reality of Earth. That's this most simple explanation I could give.
Well, it was a treat having him there. I could tell you which we're gonna, listen. I went on earlier. Well, I called you Monday, Kusko. I was pretty upset. I was seeing all the shit that people were giving Robin Markland about his animal compost. I was seeing stuff from people who are just bar check fucking jerkers, but then now they want to talk shit about animal con. So I'm like, what's the problem here? Because if it's if it's one thing I want to admit, Brian, is how much I used to look at your channel when I first met you, the way you used to bring out guests, your Patreon page. I used to be like, who did this guy think he is? That's when I originally first got into this and saw what you're doing. That was my attitude towards everything that you're doing. Okay. This is probably the very first couple times I came across your videos. It scared me how advanced you were. And it made me want to almost just be
advanced.
Yeah. I was like, maybe just want to be like, fuck this guy. He's this, who does he think he is? But now here I am, giving you credit when credit's due all the time, because this is all stems from what I used to see you do. And but anyways, the breeders becoming creators. That's the future I want to get to, and I want to talk about that tonight. And
let me say a thing. What I saw the title there, which I've looked at your titles plenty of times before. You've had a ton of people on in the last year. You've been really pumping it up and having all kinds of cool guests, all kinds of different ranges of species. It's been pretty cool to see.
Thank you.
But I always look at the titles and I'm like, how does he know that's what they're going to talk about? Because the title says, so-and-so discusses blank. And I saw the title for my thing of there's Brian Kusko discusses blank. I was like, oh, that's how you just create the title. And then you're like, that's what you're going to talk about. It kind of lets you know, this is what you're going to talk about. But before I talk about that,
hold on. I will say though, there are 2 episodes where the title we never even got to what the fuck the title.
Okay, fair. Okay, cool. You never changed the title, you just left it.
I never changed it. I just they'll figure it out, you know.
All right, fair enough. So before I talk about that, because I thought about that once I saw the title, I gave it a bit of thought. But I put out a video yesterday on my vlog channel, and for some reason, my wife didn't want me to talk about some stuff on that video, but she was totally okay with me. I told her I'm going on a podcast with MJ and Chris tomorrow. I was like, what if I talk about it there? And she's like, yeah, that'd be okay. I was like, what? Why is
do it on MJ's? Don't do it on yours, please. Do it on MJ's.
Like, what? I still really don't know the complete logic. Maybe when we get to that, which will be later, then maybe I'll have understood why. But anyway, I just wanted to say that first because I made a video yesterday. I told everybody that I'd be coming on this podcast today, and that Hillary had allowed me to speak about it here and not on my channel. So there's that.
Well, I mean, if it's one thing I wish I would have God, there's so many things I'm about to eat crow on this episode. It is what it is because Chris Eaton knows we talked about how much I was dreading in a sense of going to Animal Con. I was not looking forward completely to what could have happened, but really, you know what's funny too, Chris?
Why weren't you looking forward to it?
Because I just, there's this because of myself, my own issues. Like I have issues with people I saw on that card, which I didn't realize you don't have to talk to them. Nobody's making you fucking go hug them and be with them. Like, and I'll tell you, the one thing that snapped me out of it, dude, and I'm glad was the homie Chris text me. He's like, hey bro, just try to have a good time. And like that was like the reassurance because Chris is a toxic motherfucker. If he hears me go off, he'll let me. He'll just be like, all right, MJ, keep going. But
you're talking about this Chris right here?
This guy, this motherfucker. Right? Nobody's safe. God damn it, nobody's safe. But,
sorry, I didn't mean to point at you, Chris. That's super rude.
But I think that just so you know, Chris, that text right there was like the final straw of anxiety, which I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have a good time. Like, just nobody could affect my time but myself. You know what I'm saying? And
that's a good realization
to see that Chris wanted me to have a good time was really awesome. To where I should have a good time. I need to come out of this having a good time because that's the best case scenario. I don't want to come out of this fucking pissed off or like, fuck Animal Con because if I wouldn't have liked that event, I would have said it how it was. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't have sugarcoated it.
If you figure out how to love your neighbor, I mean, like the person next to you and even your enemy, you're doing pretty good. You're doing real good.
I mean, I just feel like with so much going on in all our lives, it takes a lot of energy to even not like anyone. It's hard. Like, why? Just like it's just so easy to just go about your day. You know what I'm saying? And,
I disagree with everything that you're saying right now.
Tell me more.
That guitar is sweet. Look at that.
What?
That guitar
is a piece of shit.
That is
no.
Shit.
But
it looks cool though. I love the shape. It's such a classic shape. It's like
my
Hetfield.
friend that owns it died, so I figured let me put it up here for posterity. How do you feel now, Brian? Right?
That makes it even better. That makes it such a better guitar.
Nah, I'm only kidding with you. But I saw you guys, the guys at Animal Con, and I don't know. Of course, you're not going to come back saying it was bad. Okay, so even if it was bad, you know everybody who went is going to say, "Oh, I had a great time." However,
I watched Brian's video today. It looked like people were having some fun.
I didn't watch it, but I'm glad it went off. It went off okay. However, everybody's saying standing room only in these panels. I was Facebook Living with somebody, and it looked like there was a little bit more than standing room left on the majority of the panels.
Oh, even in Brian's video today, there's a pan shot that Jay put in, and I know if Brian obviously put it on, he has the most writing on its success, and that was his video, and he has obviously as much say. And Jay knows Jay's been working with him long enough now to know what is going to be wanted or not. So there's not like they're trying to. I mean, I don't know who said that or where you saw that from, but even in Brian's video, like in one of the panels, they're doing a pan shot from behind the crowd. You see, there's plenty of open seats.
Right.
Well, yeah. I don't want to take this from anyone, but if you guys noticed, there was like a loud pop of applause in a room. That was mine, just so you know.
That was your applause?
I remember the black lady who clapped like that. I specifically remember seeing her. So I was like, wow, that was popping. If you go back to the video, you know exactly what I mean. Shit was popping.
Let me tell you something. I saw you there with your little fucking samurai man bun, fucking working it.
What's wrong with the man bun, bro? Like, what's wrong with it? I have hair. What's wrong with the hair?
No. There's nothing wrong with it. All right, there's nothing wrong with it. It just seems like, you know.
My wife likes it.
Well, of course.
Hey,
Well,
can't argue with that.
Yeah, it's all good. You can't argue with it. You know?
But, okay, listen. What I want to get back to is the point I was making on how, you know, basically seeing the shit Kusko was doing in 2016, 2017 aggravating me. And I feel like this Animal Con is aggravating people who don't want to get their shit together and get YouTube started, or maybe started YouTube and just fucking fell off, because it's so easy here. It's so easy to start something and just stop it. And YouTube is like the pinnacle of that. People get going on YouTube and they don't see nearly the results they want to see within the first year after posting week after week after week. And they just say, oh, fuck it. I'll miss this week. And what happens when you miss posting 1 week? You miss the next week. And then it builds up. Look at Miguel. Miguel was gone for I don't know how long, and then he just started posting again, you know?
And that's why I say, if you want to do YouTube, one of the biggest pieces of advice to anybody who ever asks me, because I've been asked a lot, like what, advice on starting a YouTube channel or doing a YouTube channel or anything like that, is just do something that you want to do and that you're going to enjoy doing, because you don't know if it's going to work or not as far as building an audience or becoming financially successful or anything like that. So if you don't like what you're doing and it doesn't become successful, then you're just going to dread it, and you're like, I'm working for this and it's not working out. But if you enjoy what you're doing, it doesn't matter how well it performs on the algorithm or views, or if you end up building financial, relationships with it. It doesn't matter, because you enjoy what you're doing and you're having fun doing it. So you can't lose.
So, I mean, Chris, you obviously have a YouTube, which was not in that you didn't want to do that, and you did it because it made sense based off the fucking platform you have and the content you bring. But let's just say you were into fucking breeding snakes and selling snakes was your thing. That for sure would have been a bigger reason for you to have YouTube. Am I right?
Yeah, I still don't want to do it. But if I was breeding, I would know that YouTube is just part of the game right now, right? But you can't just produce good animals anymore. You have to have a YouTube. You have to have an Instagram. You have to have all this other shit. And if you're not going to do that, then you're going to be like these old school guys down in Florida that are just fucking hurting now, where they used to do great. But when all the social stuff came on, that they didn't hop on board, and they're being left behind. The only reason I do this shit is because I like editing video, and it lets me get aggression out when I want to vent. So that's the only reason I'm on YouTube.
I think a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people don't really look at the fact how, as much as YouTube could really jerk your chain and really kind of put you through the ringer with what you're trying to accomplish, it's still free airtime, dude. Like, we're getting free airtime. Right.
Yeah,
back in our day, think about this shit. None of this shit was free back in the day. Like a radio station type shit, like that was all like unheard of. Like, and here we are being listened. People come and watch us more than they watch fucking shit on Cox Cable or on the television. You know what I'm saying? This is their television now. So there's
also an exponential amount of content out there now versus when there was just like, a couple of radio stations and people were sitting huddled around the radio like it was a TV in their homes back in the 20s or whatever it was. And now there's like just exponential. So there's such a huge multitude of things vying for your attention. So it's like, it's interesting. I mean, it's growing. You can find your own little pockets of what you like. It's really cool. It's a really exciting time to be alive, I think, for many reasons, more than just like technology. Technology is like a small little tiny piece of the reason why it's really exciting to be alive right now, I think, but it's definitely one of them. I went ahead and I looked up when I saw that we're going to talk about like reptile breeders that want to be creators. I just typed into Google, like, what is a creator, just to see what things would come back. So if you're cool with it, I'd like to share some of the things that just popped up that stuck out to me.
Yeah.
Well, the first one is from, I'll tell what website it's from, so there's some kind of, relevance or whatever. Adobe.com. What do creators do was the question. As a far-reaching field, content creator responsibilities can vary greatly, but they likely include some or all of the following: writing, editing, blogging, and updating content for everything from brochures and marketing and promotion materials to emails, websites, blogs, and more. That's one of them. I'm going from kind of my least favorite to my most favorite, but influencer marketing hub. when I just typed in the one question, it pops up, with a whole list of other possible questions. So what are types of creator? Web content creator, YouTube creator, podcast creator, social media creator. That's the answer. That answer was I didn't like this answer either. How do you know if you are a creator? This is from Google. To be eligible for a YouTube Creator Award, you need to meet the following guidelines. Pass a specific subscriber milestone. Silver when you reach 100,000. Gold when you reach 1 million. So, according to Google...
Google's fucking full of shit. Okay.
Astute.co. Artists, writers, and entrepreneurs are all symbols of the creator, all of which value the creative process and lead lives of self-expression. Those who fit into this archetype are inherently non-conformists. I really like that one. I got two more. Sorry, I got three more. I just wanted to get these all in like a list form.
It's fine.
This is insiderintelligence.com. What makes a creator? Creators, people or entities that develop original video content for digital properties and who consider creating that content to be their career or livelihood. And then my two favorite, the last two, were both from our good old Merriam-Webster dictionary. This one is, the second to favorite is maker, providence, supreme being, Yahweh. Big fan of that definition. And my favorite one was the one that was right at the top. It was right at the top of the list. And it's also Merriam-Webster. And it says definition of a creator. The first part of the definition I really don't like, because my least favorite thing is to look at the definition of the word, and it's like a 3-word definition, and most of the word that I was looking to define is in the definition. So the first part says one that creates. It's like, oh, is it? Thanks. That's what a creator. One that creates. I'm so glad I looked that up. Usually, one that creates, usually by bringing something new or original into being. So that's my favorite one, because I think that one is the most accurate. And if you are a reptile breeder, you already are a creator.
Thank you. That's what I mean. I appreciate you breaking that down on Google. You didn't have to do all that. Thank you, though.
I wanted to.
Fuck. But my biggest stance is like, okay, fucking, closet dweller 103 in Delaware, right, is pissed off at animal creators creating content. But at the end of the day, you, basement dweller, are creating. And we're just saying, if he like produces snakes and he has a living, you're a creator yourself. It's about leveling up your creation. Like, at the end of the day, aren't you trying to sell something? Yes, you're trying to sell something. Well, then how are you trying to go against something that's going to revolutionary the way you fucking sell things, the way you get market, the way people find out what's going on in your goddamn world? You just can't rely on posting shit on Instagram. Like,
well, listen, I'd say there's two different ways to become, or two different motivations, I would say, that would drive anyone to become a creator of anything. And they're very opposite paths, but they both happen, and they can both look very similar, but they're very different. One is you create because you want people to worship you. You want people to like, you want all this, you want recognition, you're doing it as a self-serving, this is why I'm creating. I want to be, looked at in a certain way, or I want people to give me lots of money. I want this, and this is why I'm creating. And then there's the other reason to create, which is I want to serve people, or I want my creation to bring people joy, happiness, or appease their pains or whatever sufferings they have. I want to do that, and that's why I'm creating something, is to give to my fellow man, to my fellow man. Those are the two different reasons that people create, I think.
I can't wait.
What's that?
I think Chris is just gonna rip you apart right now. I just can't wait.
Sweet. I love his position. He's very much like, yeah. It's a good, like, just the arms crossed.
He's letting you finish. Go ahead and finish. So you want to give to your fellow? Go back. You want to give to your fellow man what? Go ahead. Continue.
Just you want to be. You either want to be served. I'll cut it back to the abridged version. You create because you want to be served, or you create because you want to serve.
All right. I think that the world needs people thinking like that, okay? But I do think that most people that create do it for some kind of gain, okay? I think that the helping your fellow man is very hippie mentality. And you're in Northern California, so I get it. You know, you're
Central Coast.
So all right, right, but closer than I am. And it's just been proven time and time again that doesn't work. Okay, so it's just
serving people doesn't work, or
no, serving people are the worst. Are you kidding me? Like,
no, I agree with you. People are the worst. People are just the worst. I mean, I have to agree. People, we've got it all messed up. We've proved for centuries now, millennia, that we suck. We've been doing it for a long time.
We don't have to be a part of that realm, though.
No, you don't.
Well, you don't have to be part of the realm. And the thing is that the bottom line is, like MJ was talking about, he was telling me when he came back from AnimalCon, it was about the kids, right? Like there's so many kids, and we need that, to get through. But fucking kids are the worst too. Fucking, I mean, they're just the worst. But like, if a kid buys a snake, if a kid buys a snake,
when I made a post about this show, I included that it was NC-17. I was like,
oh yeah, I mean that's shit. You can bring out the cock talk, but fucking then it would be X. But literally, like if a kid buys a snake and he loves that snake and wants to take care of it, kids these days are gonna start a YouTube or an Instagram showing people how much they give a shit about how much they give a shit about the snake. I don't think the kid needs to go to a place where people are talking about monetizing and fucking getting paid for your creation, because then the kid starts to learn that more people watch me, I get paid more money, I get more out of it. That's the way I'm gonna hit it.
So we need more people working in fucking cubicles, hating their lives, and fucking wanting to jump off bridges because they only make so much money. Like Chris. First of all, I was talking to people making fucking over $100K a month. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like this shit could change your life if you like put down your fucking ego stick a little bit. Not you personally. I'm just saying anyone who could potentially have this life but don't.
He meant you.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I totally meant you.
Where the fuck? Wait, when did this guy get popcorn? What the fuck?
I was just thinking that. I was like,
I look away for a second, and there's popcorn.
I was like, is this motherfucker eating popcorn at the show like he's at a fucking Avengers showing?
Seemed like the right occasion.
Right. All good.
But what I'm saying is, listen, at the end of the day, you've heard me multiple times give you props on this show, Brian, and I feel like there's other people out there just like how I was in 2017 who knew YouTube was important, but I refused to do it because how much work was behind it. And so because of that, I would talk bad about it, and I used to hate on it. I don't need it. So you can relate directly to those people. I am those. Not now, but I was those people. I'm telling you, like, and if, as soon as they fucking snap out of it, you understand. A lot of people's go-to is Barchek, fucking Jay, McCurley, which I get it. But then again, like, should you stop going to shows because some of these piece of shit people are at shows? No, these shows are important. These shows help you market and grow in this game. But it's going to be the same thing about AnimalCon, because think about how many people want to figure out the YouTube world. And like even people who openly admit it, they say, dude, I want to figure this out. Like, this is why you tap into places like AnimalCon. It will change your life. It really will. But I also feel like it's another place for all of us to come together, hang out. I guarantee there's people that were at AnimalCon that listen to fucking Chris's podcast. I
guarantee not.
I guarantee
they were.
I guarantee there was. You could be an old school MJ right now all you want, and you're fucking faking it. I'm telling you right now. I guarantee there were Snakes and the Fat Man motherfucking fans in the building.
I guarantee it.
I'm telling you. So once we just accept that and we say, fuck it, let me meet these people, that's how this shit will change, Chris.
Well, I did tell Brian.
First of all, calm it down. You're at a 9, and I need you at about a 3. Okay.
Don't you know that MJ wakes up at a 9?
I never go to a 3, bro. I got a 6.5 in me, but I cannot go down.
MJ sleeps at 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say MJ idles at 6. Yeah, like fucking it. It's just.
No, you're right. I do need to pump the brakes. My bad. I've been working. I'm telling you, this subject has got me really like amped up because how much I really believe in it. And this is when a strength overdone could become a weakness. My passion becomes really strong sometimes, and people are kind of like, and I'm not gonna do that to you, Chris. You're my boy. I love you. Done it to Kusko a couple times, but
Hey, I want people to be comfortable,
Kusko's a real big brother, bro. Like, he's let me snap on him, and he let me apologize and like took me back. Like, thank you. I love you, Kusko.
Oh no, Kusko's
he's my boy,
great.
bro.
I could imagine Kusko with all his newfound Jesus stuff is probably the nicest guy in the world right now.
Yeah, this was before
because he was
this
like
before
top 10 5 years ago.
It's a big help. It's definitely made everything much easier. Without a doubt. Like I lean on Jesus heavy on a daily basis, and it's very, very helpful. Extremely
happen? Did something happen for this to make you want to do this?
I was curious about that.
I'm curious. What
it's a good question. It's a good question because my cousins, I live about a quarter mile down the street from my cousin, and my other cousin lives a little further away. My other cousin grew up going to church. The one down the street from me, not. But when my cousin that grew up going to church found out that I started following Jesus, he reached out to my cousin down the street and was like, "What's happening with Brian? Like, what's going on? Like, did something happen? Like, is something?" Like it was concerned. There was like, there must be something like really bad going on if Brian is turning to Jesus. And I was, so Michael asked me that in that exact way. It was like, David reached out and he was pretty concerned. And I was like, nah, there was nothing immediate, nothing that was right there in the moment. It was kind of like an ease into it. Actually, Garrett, had a large part to do with it as far as my easing in, I would say. Of all the 40 years I've been on this earth, I've wanted to have a very close relationship with God, with our Creator, for as long as I can remember. Hiking up to mountaintops, taking quarter pound of mushrooms at a time, just like all these different things I did. Whether it was those are the extremes, or just getting all these different experiences that I've been through in life, and that they always left me yearning for this relationship with God. And this has been that. That's what it is. It's a relationship with God, with Jesus, and that has been it's been a game changer. There was nothing. I've had plenty of traumatic experiences in life. I've been to prison. I've been jumped. There's been all these things like physical traumas, mental traumas, going way back, and drug addiction, and just all these different things that I've gone through. Where a lot of people in those situations go to that. We have a friend recently, just last week, got shot in the head. It's not stray bullet, but like somebody, in tactical gear, like just blowing up a restaurant for, I don't know, who knows what reason. We'll never find out because he got shut down. But one of our friends, I won't say who it is per se, you might know him, survived. And now they want to have a relationship with Jesus. And it's just interesting to me because my point is there's a lot of people that have experiences like that are very traumatic. And that was what my cousin was wondering, was like, what traumatic thing did Brian just go through? But there wasn't one. There was no traumatic experience for me in that immediate moment. Plenty
right.
Previously in life, but nothing specifically. It was kind of more an ease into, just like I'd always been yearning towards it. And finally, it just kind of eased its way in, and all these people got placed in my path almost like divinely, I would say. And meeting these different people along the line, it led to that. And now I got to say, it's like...
Oh man, is Kusko crying?
Dude, it's the best thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life.
Okay, all right. I'll give that to you.
That's pretty awesome. I got chills. I'm not gonna lie. That just gave me that's because I'm a religious guy, man. I believe in God. I just feel like I have so many issues that I'm not.
That's funny. I'm not religious at all.
Yeah, well,
I don't think.
I grew up Catholic. I grew up Catholic, never really understood it, and then started going to Christian churches, and understanding that more and whatnot. And like I said, I don't want to get too heavy into this. I could just tell you right now, you need to believe in something in life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, because everyone has their own preference. I just know the biggest thing and Chris is going to hate this. God damn, Chris is going to hate this. But I feel like the one thing that people need to do is just be nice to other people.
I agree with you.
Listen, we need each other, man. Like Chris, as much as I didn't want to fuck with you for whatever reason, fucking with you was one of the best things I ever did, because it not only elevated my podcast game, because learning how much shit that you've done back in the day, but you know, I've gotten a taste of your audience now, and you know, I have one of your fucking goddamn creepy friends that are just starting a podcast that just won't leave me alone. And I think like that's awesome. Like respect to that guy who really wants me on his show, but leave me alone. Fuck. But anyways, no, Chris, at the end of the day, since we fucked with each other, how much do you feel like the podcast game has really grown for us? Do you feel like it's like, you know,
well, first of all, I want to say that
love you, Brian. Love you, bro. Hey, Brian, I just want to say I love you, bro. Thank you, man.
I love you too, man.
Great. I went to 18 years of Catholic school, right?
Brutal.
And this is what happens, right?
That sounds brutal.
So I wanted to have a closer relationship with God. And then Father McClurry fucking stuck his dick in my mouth. And after that, I was like, you know.
Oh, my God.
Father McClurry was not following Jesus. I'll tell you that.
Let me tell you something. Really, I was just going after the joke. There was no fucking Father McClurry.
I was gonna say this sounds like the scene from Sleepers. Are you sure?
I don't know, Chris. The best comedy comes from places of truth, my friend.
I'm just saying. Father McClurry didn't put his dick in my mouth. I really wanted to suck Father Winston's dick, but fucking I didn't get the chance. So so thank God. But
yeah, thank God, literally.
Look, everybody's just like, oh, what are you talking about? Fucking priests, you know, sticking their dicks in people's mouths.
I mean, it's
funny.
Not.
That's why.
It's also true. It's happened.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But to answer MJ's question, we've been doing this for 5 years now. I mean, I've been doing it for about 6. How long have you been doing it?
Me?
Yeah.
I started in 2020, COVID, so 2020.
Okay.
So going 3 years. After
2 or 3 years, you're gonna get good at something. Okay. So I think hopefully, no, believe me, there's some podcast dudes that suck that have been doing this for a couple of years now. And every time you look at their channel, you're like 38 views, 34 views. And
it's because they don't shave. They have fucking buttons in their hats, like 100 buttons and shit. Fucking, there's some weird shit out there, bro. It's degenerate. It's like, who wants to see that? Like, clean your shit up. Like, that's all you have to do is you have to evolve. And that's another thing that I was getting like worked up about as far as seeing the people throwing hate on Animal Con is people who have not evolved, Chris. A lot of these people who are fucking bitching about Animal Con are sitting at the same exact position that they were in 2018, 2019, have not gone nowhere. But the thing is, they also have an influence on a lot of the newer people still in a sense. So a lot of that shit, you know what I mean?
The issue with the people that were hating on Animal Con. And that's Roger Gray. That's one of my new sponsors for the fucking new show. Fucking Roger Gray kicks ass. Go look at Great Family Snakes.
I don't know if it's that much of a closet thing for Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, he just openly admitted it that he put a
dick in my mouth. Yeah. No, listen, everybody's a little gay, right?
Even if they didn't want to be, even if they were taking advantage.
No choice.
I mean, some of it's been pretty bad. I mean, I remember when I was in college, fucking, I woke up, I felt like this movement by my dick, and I woke up and I ripped the cover off, and there was my roommate Charles sucking my dick, right? And I was like, hey, as soon as you're finished, get off me, all right? No, nothing on that one? Okay, all right.
Hey, I'm laughing.
Holy Jesus. No.
And it wasn't a courtesy laugh. I've always found you legitimately funny, Chris, and I'm not sad because I feel like there's still opportunities going forward, but there was a time where we were going to do like a week-long trip in Texas, and it was probably my fault it fell through. We've never really got to sit down and have like an extended heart-to-heart. We met in person for like a brief moment, but I've always appreciated you and your character, and just I'm going to stop right now because you've already had enough people slobbing on that thing. So
let me tell you something. Not nearly enough, okay? But fucking
keep it going, motherfucker.
Listen, that's all I want to say. No, I actually don't even understand how girls could suck dick, because fucking if I had to do it, I'd fucking vomit. But anyway, back to normal conversations. Brian, that was at Arlington when you had to leave early, right?
Right.
That was
you were doing the live podcast right there at the front of the room.
Yeah, and that was fun. And I think the MJ has grown way more than I have. Like, as far as quality of stuff, and MJ's doing his remotes. Like I don't want to go anywhere.
According to this dick writer, you're taking over. Apparently,
I'm taking over. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's me. Okay.
Hey, by the way, I think he wants a 15 minutes of lame fucking episode. Just so you know, it's.
Hey, everybody, just calm the fuck down, all right? But I met him the other night. He came on the Zoom call, and he's a badass fucking legitimate fucking Roadhouse Sam Elliott tough dude, you know. So I fucking love that.
Sam Elliott, huh? The Sam Elliott's a character right there.
Yeah.
You know who reminds me of Sam Elliott in the Snake where I didn't see him on your Zoom call. I'm sorry, I haven't made one of those in forever, dude. Please keep sending the links because there's going to be a Sunday where I'm like, my family's out of town or something. I'm like, I need to hang out with some folks, and it's going to be that. So please keep sending the link.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely keep sending.
Tim O'Reilly. He's a Sam Elliott character if I ever met one, man.
Yeah. Well, it's what's his name? Glenn and what's his name from Tag, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
I don't know.
I don't know. All right, fuck him. Yeah, you know what? All right, if he's the guy I'm thinking of, he was cool. All right. MJ, a fan of you too, bud, but don't get jelly. Yeah, that's my boy Tag. Yeah. All right. No, we're okay.
Hard pass, bro. I don't do jelly. I'm a peanut butter guy, bro. I'm straight fucking raw. I don't.
Yeah, but if you don't add the jelly,
I don't do none of that sweet shit, bro. I'm not a Cheeto Puff. You feel me? I'm a Cheeto.
All right, calm down. I'm afraid that what's coming off from this thing is that I suck dick. Okay, and that is not true. That is not true.
Oh my goodness.
I have references. Okay, so fucking just calm down. All right.
Yeah, well, nobody ever forged the paper.
Tonight, man. Fucking Brian, why didn't you get the big cup?
This is the big cup. I mean, this is the biggest one. This is the only one that was there, to be fair.
Brian, what's your deal this year with attending shows? You're gonna be going to Arlington?
I didn't make it to Animal Con. I've got brought on for the review of Animal Con podcast, and I wasn't even there. That's
yeah. Neither was I. Fucking. But however, I do want to say that I'm glad that it came off well. I'm glad that everybody who was there seemed to have a good time. However, I find it a little bit suspicious that in a room full of social media experts and people, there were no stories that I saw. There were no, as it was happening, things that you're going to tell me that these people that make a living doing this weren't, taking the time
there were a couple. There were a couple. Let me give my theory. Being somebody who wasn't there.
Okay.
One of my favorite things to do at shows is to just interact with the folks that are there and meet them and hang out. And I'll almost never post an Instagram story when I'm at a show, not because I don't want to or think that it's important for growing my Instagram, but because I just want to hang out and chill with the people in a real format. And I'm hoping that's the reason. And it seemed like it. I talked to a couple of people now that were there who I trust their reviews of things. Dave Kaufman being one of them. He calls me when he gets back from any trip, basically, and gives me a debrief and all the things that he's not going to put on the video. So, and he loved it and he had a great time. And it seemed like there was lots of other folks that did the same. And I told Brian when he first called me to invite me that I feel bad that I didn't make it because I really wanted to, and I felt honored that even though Brian and I are friends, that he would invite me and then even call me later to ask me to moderate a panel. But it's just, we'll talk about that in a minute, why I didn't make it. But what I told him was I thought it was great what he was doing because he and Dave had been like, there was a thing between them for like years where there was this thing, and some people may have caught on to it, some people maybe not, but like, basically it wasn't a good thing. And Brian put all of that behind him and just decided to be like, okay, we're just going to put all this behind. I want to bring people together and people who, from TV, from whatever following they have, and being anybody who's passionate about animals, get them all in the same room so we can network and form some kind of cohesive body of folks, which is kind of what USARC is about, right? Is creating this cohesive body of folks. No, you don't like USARC either. I barely caught the look on your face.
Right?
That's great that you were in the shirt.
What I'm saying is that you can't claim to do that and then invite dudes like Jay.
Yeah, but I mean, here's at the end of the day, that's unfortunately a top creator. So I think
but at the end of the day,
let me finish.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Because let's just say we just sit back And none of us who are creating, who have good morals, good standards, like we're really trying to bring a positive fucking light to this hobby. Let's say we just sit back and don't go to Animal Con. We let Jay steal the fucking limelight. We let people who just should not be the only ones talking. Then we're not doing ourselves any fucking good. We have zero chance whatsoever. I told you what made me switch up when I was at that main fucking Q&A, and I had a plan. I had a game plan for Jay, and I saw those 3 first rows full of fucking children. I was like, I'm not going to do this to these kids. I'm not going to have them look around and be like, what is this guy talking about? I didn't want to do that. I wanted them to come back and hopefully remember me from the last Q&A, because they're the fucking bro. They're going to, well, here, I know you're not selling snakes, but that could be my future customer someday. I don't know, I don't know about anyone else out there, but these kids will become adults. These adults will potentially become one of your supporters, one of your customers. Somebody who can keep you going. You know what I'm saying?
And people are adults a lot longer than their kids. So I get that, but I don't think that Animal Con is going to be the savior of people like Jay, because there's always going to be people like that.
Want to know something about Jay, bro? And here's another thing too. I don't know if it was.
There's no man-made event that is going to become the savior of anybody.
Let me tell you one thing, bro. Jay, bro. I don't want to keep saying his name because I did see him. A guy couldn't look me in the eye longer than fucking 2 seconds. But
Jay doesn't really look people in the eye when he talks.
Well, regardless, I saw him. Trust me, I saw the way he was looking at other people. He does. Okay, I beg to differ. But anyways, I saw a real tired individual. I saw somebody who was not as lit up as a lot of other YouTubers. I didn't see the same energy or the same even kind of love with the way he was talking. He just seemed like he is fucking tapped out. So all I got to say is Jay's not the future. Okay. Jay's not the fucking future of where this industry is going. He's a part of a realm of a part of bad content that should not be really put into people's minds, but it is what it is right now at this point. But
I think he's just got a style that's a bit abrasive to a lot of folks. I mean, that could be said about a couple other people I know.
God bless.
Blow me.
Yeah.
Right.
God, he feels the Holy Spirit for sure.
Right.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, man, time flies, bro. And old dogs become older. Old dogs become more tired. And I just saw a bunch of fucking fresh energy. I saw a bunch of up and comers. I saw people who will be at Animal Con in 3 years. And I don't see Jay at Animal Con in 3 years, to be honest. I don't. I don't know where he'll be. God bless. I just don't see it. I don't see him having that even kind of energy to be around these people who are all doing the right thing, the ones who are all in a right place, And I don't want to say but I mean, there's people that I met, bro, that I was impressed by, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. People I didn't even know about.
But there were people also there that some of them got convictions, some of them got animal abuse convictions.
I've got convictions.
Not animal abuse.
Hey, all right.
Samson
calm
wasn't
down.
there.
Like I'm gonna get shanked here, fucking in a minute. Jesus.
Right across the nation.
What I'm saying is that there was a fair majority of that 100-person list or whatever that.
Look, I think that, but this is the main thing that you were talking about at the beginning, not you, Chris, specifically, but this. What we were talking about at the beginning was like, or maybe you guys are on opposite ends of the thing. Maybe that's what I'm finally just picking up right now. Just like focusing on what somebody else is doing, so focusing so heavily on what somebody else is doing. And you're like, well, I don't like that. Just
Animal Con, it was nothing but focusing on what other people were doing. That was the point of the whole.
I mean, there was so much interaction going in between these Q&As, after parties. There's a lot more fucking personal shit going on than you think, Chris. It's not just people just standing there with their fucking dick in their hand. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, it moves quick. Like if anything, the reason why I kind of liked it more than a reptile show is because, unfortunately, you do have a show that brings people who are just fucking window shoppers. Probably don't even know why they're there, but it could be a chaotic fuck. This right here was all, to me, it was all marketing, networking, meeting someone, like, holy shit. Like it was, and it's like that at a show too, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't a show. And I feel like a lot of people who go to shows to have to vend and market, well, dude, Animal Con could be a place just to fucking market. You don't have to bring the animals for once. You can fucking just literally go on how to fucking make your shit grow when it comes in the YouTube world.
Dude,
if you want to. I mean,
Chris, you should watch the video. I mean, do whatever you want, but if you watch Brian's video that I didn't even watch that shit. Brian's video from Animal Con. The kid Jay, not his film editor and creator, but Jay,
the black dude,
the
Jay,
kid
black
that works
kid.
from.
The black guy. You
Why
could say it.
why is it always got to be about race?
No,
No,
listen.
yeah,
Listen.
It is what it is. The homies,
Yeah.
the black homie. I got
Right,
black
right.
Yeah,
homies.
did you call me?
I got brown homies. I got fucking
Yeah, no.
Hawaiian
Believe
homies.
me.
I got fucking.
Look,
I got fucking spam and egg homies. I got
Anyway, my
Yeah.
point about Jay, the kid, was
He
that
knows
he
he's
looked
black.
like he was having a blast and like a legitimate, like just such a good time. And there was a moment in that video. I don't know who it was, but he comes up. He's like, "I heard you got like a 30-foot vertical," and this guy walks up. He's got like they got the he takes up to the sky. Dude, the editing. He jumps and he launches out the skylight. That was so
that
good.
shit made me laugh
That
so
was
hard.
so good.
That was good. That was my favorite part. It's funny. I'm so glad you called that out because that was my favorite part of the whole entire
It
video.
was mine too, dude. I was just watching. I was like,
I
was
didn't
such
see the
good
video
edit.
yet, but actually,
Of course you didn't. You're all pissed off.
well, first of all, calm the fuck down, all right? That's all I'm saying. I'm not pissed. I'm very happy that it went well. And but you know, Brian didn't call my fat ass to go to that fucking thing. He fucking wanted to be on the show though to promote it, but fucking I did not get the invite to Animal Con, and I don't care because I wouldn't have went anyway. But I am glad that everybody who went there had a good time. Okay, and I'm not gonna backhand compliment it. I'm not gonna fucking say something nice by saying something derogatory. I'm glad everybody had a good time, and honestly, at the end of the day, I really don't care. Right? Like,
tell you what, Chris.
And
Next
you know,
year, you coming as my side piece.
Yeah,
Nah,
we're all
I'm
going.
not.
No, fuck that. Yeah, next year we're all. I already told Chris. I was like, I'm dragging your ass. And he laughed. He's going, bro. We're getting
Yeah.
Chris to go for sure.
Fucking Florida in August is not attractive to a fat guy.
Bro,
Oh, that's a pretty fair point.
bro, the resort. Hey, bro, I've got to tell you right now. I mean, the pull-up bar, the pull-up pool bar is pretty fucking awesome. And there's a waterfall. If you don't like the event, just go swim.
I thought he was continuing on the fat joke thing. He's like, you just jump on the pull-up bar by next year.
That's what I thought. I was like, motherfucker. God damn, this guy's going after the easy joke now. That's some low-hanging fruit.
Kusko, real quick. Let's get to a serious matter, okay? And
sorry,
only
have too much fun.
No, we're not. No, we're just. I mean, this is at the end of the day. I want to go back to what is the reality of a lot of people's lives. Why they keep animals, and they wish they could just sit home and just take care of their animals full time. A lot of people, and not that that's not a impossibility, but at the end of the day, having YouTube a part of your regimen, having YouTube a part of your program, is something you would recommend overall if you are breeding snakes. Yes or no?
I mean, obviously that's a yes because it worked out for me. So I'm going to speak from my experience when I'm giving advice to anybody to have any kind of success. It worked for me. It's working for me currently. But I also enjoy doing it. I love making videos. I've loved the relationships I've built through putting myself out there on the internet. So that's always going to be part of it. In fact, I had somebody over here yesterday who was either yesterday or the day before. Either way. He was very concerned about putting himself on YouTube. And I even though he was, I was like, well, you don't have to like show your face necessarily, but like some kind of presence out there on the internet. I mean, it's such a, what's up, Limey? I've never met Limey in person
Limey?
that I'm aware of, but
I want to meet him really bad.
I want to meet him too. I've heard some.
We should all fly to the UK and just do an interview with this fucker in person.
He's not in the UK, man. Jesus
I
Christ.
thought he's in the UK. I thought
He's in fucking North Carolina.
Oh my god, never mind. I thought Limey was in the UK this entire time. Wow.
Well, Limey, I mean, to be fair, Limey is a UK term, I guess. So I can see where he might get a little confused. But
I thought it was Limmy. Wow.
Yeah,
so he's in the fucking US and he's being this difficult to come on the show. Come on, man.
Oh, dude, yeah. I've been trying for years.
It has nothing with your show. It doesn't have to do anything with as long as somebody's got internet connection, they could come on your show.
No, but I mean, yeah, but still, what does he not have internet connection? I'm sure he does.
Oh, he's just commented on the video.
He's watching. He's watching. All right, well, we got to go fucking find.
Wait, what was the serious thing? Did you have a serious question? Oh yeah, YouTube. Yeah,
YouTube. So I mean, YouTube being a necessity, basically, like
I wouldn't say it's a necessity. I'd say that because it's been such an integral part of me having any kind of success in anything beyond, smuggling marijuana across the oceans or playing music was also successful. So that was good too. Just not quite as profitable. Yeah, I would recommend it because it's been that for me, but that might not be the way it works for somebody else. I don't think it's a necessity. That's my point. I think that it would be much harder to start something today without doing some kind of social media or some kind of internet-based outreach for any kind of business, period. But I wouldn't say it's impossible. I think that it would be harder. It would be much harder. There'd be a lot more footwork. There'd be a lot more physical work, which some people might enjoy more than interacting through the internet. Something I've been focused on a lot the last year is building relationships with people in person versus the internet, which has taken away from how successful I could be on YouTube or Instagram or through social media platforms. It's taken away from that 100%, but it certainly hasn't taken away from my life or the quality of my life or the success of that I'm able to achieve as a person. And I owe that all to God. I owe all of that to God. I guess, period.
Well, let me ask you this, because if it's one thing, and you've even got, this is one thing I noticed even with you, and I don't know if it was when the monetize or something happened, but there was a switch in a bit of the way you were putting out YouTube content, meaning you weren't getting the same traction you were getting as normal. Like there was,
I'm always switching it up.
But there was something that happened though, and then it even got to the point where your thumbnails was showing your emotions. You're like, dude, this is when your thumbnails went from like, oh, you guys don't give me this many likes by this, and then the next one was like, if I die tomorrow, ... And I was like, what's going on with this guy? I was like, what is happening? Like, is he okay? And I just noticed it was just your skills of thumbnail catching, I guess.
I think that when Brian started turning it into more of a lifestyle and family channel, that his numbers took a dip. But I know that now his numbers are, it's just a matter of time before the numbers came back up. And that's the game you got to play with YouTube. Like, why the fuck did this get 3,000 views and this only got 900 views? You have to figure that out now. That becomes part of your job.
100% honest, Chris, to contradict that and be 100% honest with you, I don't pay attention to that like hardly at all. Like I know plenty of guys. I know like Brian or Dave, guys that like really pay attention to their algorithms and their metrics and analytics and use that to gauge like how they do their content. I pay literally zero attention to that, and I just do what I'm feeling in the day in the video. It's 100% feel. I just let spirit guide me and just whatever it is, No,
what I'm saying is, but your numbers have increased because of that over the last year or two.
But then he was just saying how he's always was going up and down. I mean, the up and down is like the lifestyle of YouTube.
It's the sense, right? Lifestyle of human existence.
I guess it's true. Here we go. We're gonna get into God again.
Oh man, we're gonna fucking talk about Jesus again.
Thank you. You brought it up. You brought it up, Chris. Just
God is good. No, but okay, because if it's one thing, bro, there's people that do look at the numbers right away, and I always fucking say, don't even look at bro, unless I don't even know me. Like, I'm only looking at the numbers because now I have like people that are helping me, like coach wise, that are like asking me analytic questions, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. I never go. And now they're telling me, well, that's important. You should go look at that. And
it's hard not to. Hey, do what you like. Do what.
I want to grow. I'm at this point where I'm like, okay,
right.
Instead of just me being a fucking like, I'm just doing this for fun. No, fuck that shit. I want to grow at this point. But this is when it took me. I've been doing it for YouTube for almost 3 years now, right? But a lot of people want results right off the bat, or they rely on their snakes being their content. And so if they only have so many snakes, they can only put out so many content. Like, I'm just trying to help people with these roadblocks here, because I want people who start something to fucking push through on it. And I'm hearing a lot of these excuses being people don't have enough content, them not seeing the numbers, or YouTube doesn't put me in the algorithm, all this shit. And for somebody like you, Brian, who's been in this shit for years, I'm trying to get these, some of this advice out for these people.
Dude, you can make it's a good content is all about a good story. And I'll go ahead just because Chris said it. The best story is the story of how Jesus came to save us from ourselves. But that is, I mean, if you look at like some of the best stories, like Marvel movies, Lord of the Rings, it's all based off that story. And I just wanted to say that just to poke Chris a little bit. But honestly, story, a good story. It doesn't matter how good your camera is. It doesn't matter what kind of video production you've got. If you have a story that's good, that's going to make good content. It doesn't matter how many snakes you have. It doesn't matter if you just got your first snake. This is what I tell people that are like asking me, I'm getting into it now. I'm getting my first snakes. I'm like, talk about that. Talk about what it is that you want to do. Why are you doing this? Why are you getting these first snakes? What are your dreams? What are your hopes? What are your aspirations? Share the story that you're hoping to build from within your heart from the beginning, and share that. And that's the best content you could possibly have, is just sharing that story, the real story, the heartache, the breaks, not just the stuff that you think people want to see, the actual true story that you're living. That's what speaks to people.
But most people's stories are boring as fuck. I mean, honestly, right? Like, how many times have you looked on Facebook or Instagram and they were like, just took a shit, I'm going to cook dinner now?
Chris, there's people out there with 1 million subscribers, and no offense to them, they have 1 million subscribers, they have the plaque, and their shit is fucking boring. Yeah, some people are just into certain things, dude. Like, and that's why be who you are, put shit out that you want to put out. And if people fuck with it, people fuck with it. If they don't, they don't. But as long as you're putting out what you want to put out, I feel when you're trying to impress other people, I feel like so many people try to, and let's just primarily talk about the ball python community, right? When a ball python breeder starts a YouTube account, they automatically want to have that kind of attention that Canova, Miguel, and that kind of fucking shit has. But at the end of the day, no one knows who the fuck you are. It's going to take a long time to get any of that notice. And you know what? Let's talk some truth about Miguel. How much fucking money did this guy put out for collaborations and shit to get him on the map? He did not, I don't want to say he didn't naturally blow up, but he fucking invested a lot of money to get where he's at. And I noticed that, like that Face Clan shit, all that shit cost him money. And not a lot of people are willing to fucking, I mean, have you invested money like that?
No, definitely not. But he did do that. And that was definitely part of the success. But he's also
smart,
a really cool guy. He's also a really nice guy.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, when it comes to you collaborating in Hollywood, you got, it's okay. Who gives a shit how cool you are, motherfucker? How much money do you got?
True.
And he was able to pull that stuff, which
that's why I think he probably didn't blow up as big and as fast as he could have with all the, capital that he has to work with from the successful businesses he had worked before. Is that he's such a nice guy. He's not gonna, he has morals, and he's not gonna like break those just to get as big as possible. I think people always want to be that dog. Like they want to be that top god dog, but they don't know the shit that they went through, the shit that they invested, hustle. Like all I'm saying, whatever Miguel got was not handed to him on a silver platter. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was doubted from the beginning. People didn't want him to be successful. He just popped in and nobody saw the whole struggle beforehand that he got him to where he was at.
You want to know who his boy was? You want to know who took care of him? Justin. And that's all that fucking matters. Justin was the ones that gave him the animals that he fucking needed to build the foundation for those first couple of years to turn. And obviously, like you said, Miguel's a fucking lovable guy. He made really good relationships with other breeders, but Justin was that guy to put shit in his fucking collection to elevate where he's at. But everything cost money at the end of the fucking day. And this is why, Brian, I'm upset. I think me and Chris talked about this on how you're not one of these fucking 1 million subscriber YouTube channels, because your content is next level, bro. Like your shit always hits. I don't understand how something like your channel wouldn't be as big as a lot of these other channels as they are today. And I don't even know if you know that yourself. Have you ever really thought about that? Because I'm telling you, I've studied your content compared to a lot of other people I watch. It makes no sense to me how you're not up in that realm of 1 million subscribers and shit like that. I don't get it.
I'm not consistent.
Okay, talk more. How are you not consistent? You do 3 videos. Wait, hold on. What do you mean? Tell me more.
I don't consistently put out the same content.
But you're a vlogger, so everything's almost a daily vlog. Are you talking because the Music Mondays and shit messes it up, or what are you talking about?
Anything. I mean, self-sabotage to an extent. There was a time. This was a couple years ago now, but where I just felt like people really like what's happening here. Like there was some videos where I put out like trying to lose subscribers, literally. So I mean, and that's the honest truth. So the self-sabotage a bit. You know, I want to be successful, but I also want to be honest with myself. You know, and sometimes that causes things to not not grow because there's a cutting back and a growth. I always wanted to start with slow growth. The very first, it was like the third video I put out on YouTube where I had two first videos where I had a GoPro strapped to my head and I'm checking out the snakes I unboxed. And then the third video, I made the decision to turn the camera on to myself and talk about it. And what I said in that video was that I wanted to grow slowly. And that's what I wanted. And that has happened. And it's been happening. It's been slow. And the great thing about that is, I mean, I haven't blown up to 1 million subscribers in a short matter of years, but I didn't want to do that necessarily. Maybe some part of me knew subliminally that I couldn't handle that. And God threw me whatever he knew was right for me, which is where I'm at right now. And I've got a mild sphere of influence, if you want to call it that. And I'm just letting it happen organically. I'm not trying to push anything any harder than, you know, I don't want anything to be, it was always a plan for slow growth. It's happened. It's been happening, you know. And speaking of that, I did mention to you that I only have about an hour. Because I've got to get, I promised Noah some stuff this evening before he goes to bed. Problem. But that ties into, I was going to pop this up. The reason I didn't make it to Animal Con is because part of this slow growth is we are having a number 4. Number 4 is coming.
Oh,
what
are you doing?
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to get number 1. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. My wife is at a doctor's appointment. Maybe that's it. I don't know, man. That's awesome. Beautiful, bro. Number 4. How far along is Hillary?
She's still in the first trimesters, which is why she didn't, you know, part of the logic why she didn't want. She basically, her main reason for me not wanting to share on the channel was she didn't want to get a bunch of messages from people she didn't know talking about, you know, congratulations and this and that. So please just don't send her any messages that saying anything unless you've met her in person. Otherwise, she'll probably just block you.
I'll do a silent celebration tonight in my room. I'm just so happy.
But she knows you. You can send her a message. You've been to our house. We've had parties.
I'm so happy for you, bro. Wow, man, what a blessing.
Well, I'm not happy for you, but congrats. All right,
Kusko's one of the best dads I've ever had the privilege of
interact with his
kids. He's a fucking man, dude. Honestly, I'll never forget how he told me, you don't need to hide the weed. I don't lie to our kids, right? There's none of this hiding shit. And I was like, God damn, man, like that's, you know, one thing. I grew up shit being hidden from me and I found it anyways, and it fucked me up. So now it makes sense. Like, you know, it's like, just, you know, I don't know. Kusko, man, listen, you've inspired me from the get-go. Can I ask you one last question? Do you have to leave?
You can ask me whatever you want, dude. Garrett's blowing me up again. This is like
Garrett,
perfect.
God damn it, Garrett. Garrett, send a super chat. Garrett, you need to send a super chat for all this interruption.
He's sending these messages for Hillary. Congrats, wow, baby.
Fucking goddamn
Garrett already knew. There's a it was the thing is the first trimester has always traditionally been the hardest for her, if like physically, emotionally, all that. So me leaving the state was not the move in this time, and that's why I didn't. I mean, there's a number of reasons why I didn't make TanaCon, was bummed not to, but that was the main one. That's a pretty main one, if I may say so. So I mean, that's what an awesome fucking thing, man. And we obviously first trimester, you wouldn't know if it's a boy or girl yet, right? Or how's that work? I'm not too familiar. We actually just found out tonight. Modern technology.
What is it?
I'm not telling you here. I made a video already. It's next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, come over to the vlog channel here. I guess I have a little bit of entrepreneurial post myself on internet.
Let's do a wager right now. Let's do a wager. I want to do a wager on what it is. I think I know what it is. I want to call it.
All right. Yeah, we could do a wager. You know, I'll start pumping it up for next week's video. It's coming out on Wednesday.
What do you think
on the
it
Brian
is,
Kusko channel?
If you were to call
I'll put 50 on a girl.
Oh my god! I'm gonna put 50 on a boy. I'm gonna do boy.
But listen, here's the deal.
Huh?
We'll give it to you. We'll give it to you.
We'll give it to you. No, the winner. But wait, hold on. How to just get 100? But that doesn't make sense. Hold on. We gotta.
How's this working? We gotta figure this out.
Oh my gosh! What do you want it to be, Brian? How about that?
Yeah. I don't care as long as it's healthy.
Yeah, no, 100%. If you ever have a kid, your health is like that's. If that's healthy,
Garrett, I was kidding, Garrett, but I'll take it. Thank you. Why is your hair yellow?
So what are we gonna do? I want to figure this out. you asked me a
Well,
question, or you were going to ask me a question.
I don't know. Let's do team boy, team girl. Obviously, Chris is team girl. I'm team boy. Who out there thinks this is going to be a boy? Who out there thinks it's going to be a girl? Let's make a wager out of it.
But how are we going to bring me money, and how are we going to serve and worship me? Because that's the only reason I'm creating.
How are we going to worship me?
Listen, this bet and this amount of people who are into it is contingent on you not doing a gay gender reveal where you fucking light the smoke and you fucking do all that other gay hippie shit. Because I'm pulling right out if that's the case.
Well, here's the great thing. We already recorded the video tonight, and it was totally not gay. In any way. There was no smoke. There was no package.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just say we had our second to youngest kid. So good. we had our second to youngest just read the results, and he.
Oh, Aaron.
Okay, all right, fine. You're good then. You're good.
Look into the homie Aaron. Appreciate that super chat. All right, listen. I want to ask you this at the end of the day, Brian. If anyone out there is wondering, should I give Animal Con a chance? Yes or no? What would you say to that, Brian?
I'm going next year. So let's come hang out. Come give it a chance. It'll be my first chance given to it. Let's go experience it together. And if it sucks, we'll go outside and we'll go do something else.
Let's go get high by the pool.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that? All right. Well, listen, do you need to go now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Brian, I appreciate the time. This was an amazing episode. Guys, get the likes up. Hit the like for the homie Brian Kusko. We had over 150 people in this bitch. Amazing time. Thank you so much, Brian. Please come back soon. I feel like it's been a long time since I've had you on this show.
Invite me whenever. I'll come hang out. Ooh, this is good. Oh my gosh. I knew I saved this one for this moment.
How much whiskey do you drink on I'm just curious because you've had a whiskey channel for a while.
I'm running 11 miles tomorrow. I do not have an alcohol problem. I just want to make that clear. I enjoy whiskey. I'm running 11 miles at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
So it's the amount of alcohol you drink that night, the next determines how many miles you run the next morning.
No,
really, basically.
No. Even if I had no alcohol, I would
You
be
look in
running.
shape, bro. Look, listen, I was gonna say you don't have the little young chubby Kusko shit going on. You look like you're pretty much in shape right now.
I'm going for marathon status.
I could see it. I'm not.
Oh, for the love of God.
God
Right.
Hey,
Chris, I love you, bro. I really love you, Chris.
Okay, Brian, congrats, man. Tell Hillary I said congratulations.
Thank you. I love you too, MJ. Thank you
All
for
right.
having me. Anytime you want me here, I will be here. Just let me know.
we'll talk
You got
soon,
it, brother.
Brian. Have a good night, man. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. I
Love
appreciate
you
it.
guys.
man.
Brian Kusko, ladies and gentlemen. What a guy. Holy shit, man. This is I had to pull back a little bit from the Jesus talk because a lot of that talk freaks people out. They don't like it. Not everyone, obviously, but there's some people out there who are just like only here to hear about reptiles. And once you bring up Jesus, sometimes they just fucking, oh my God, they're like this. And I listen, not that I'm a Jesus freak myself. I was raised believe in Jesus. I never had any pastor's dick in my mouth or anything.
No, I was raised Catholic, and I was Catholic until I reached the age of reason. So fucking it's it is what it is. I always tell
I stopped believing Santa Claus.
yeah. Well, like my mother is a God person, and I'm always like, listen, if you believe that there's an invisible man that lives in the sky, I'm not even going to argue with it. Because fucking I've already lost the argument. If they convince you to believe that, then good for you.
All right, man. Listen, I want to talk about how you're feeling after having Kusko on. I'm serious, man. If I have any power, I would love to be an influence on you coming to Animal Con next year. But I mean, really, you can't. In your head, is it out of the question or
no, dude? Obviously, everybody knows I'm full of shit. If I get invited to Animal Con, I'll go. If you guys go, I'll just go buy a ticket and hang with you guys. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't. I said this to somebody this week also. I don't get me extinguishing somebody's flame is not going to burn. Make mine burn brighter. Okay, so fucking. I don't give a fuck. Fucking, I'll go to Animal Con, but if I'm gonna go, we got to do a week there because Daytona's, the week before. So I would definitely do, like a week with you motherfuckers, but I don't even know if I could handle that. because you guys are a little bit, you know.
The way I look at I don't mean to cut you off, Chris, but the way I look at things, bro, so many different, like, you know, Brian was talking on his, I thought he was never going to stop with that Google fucking creators answer shit.
Oh my God. I was just
I
like,
have three more. What the fuck?
Yeah. I was
get it. We fucking get it, bro.
I was like, this is a great video podcast of Brian reading shit off his phone. I was like, that's fantastic.
I'm like, it's been 2 minutes. He's still fucking reading. Like, God damn it. Like, when's he gonna stop? Holy shit. But no, listen, you know, there's so many different levels of creator. Like, you know, you're not a breeder, but you're a creator for breeders. You know, a lot of the shit that you talk about, a lot of reasons, a lot of motherfuckers who come to your platform today are breeders because
all of them.
Because what you stand for, what you come from, right? And then we, you know, when we have different other breeders who people actually breed, more creators. But at the end of the day, man, what brings people together is what takes everyone to the next level. And I can tell you right now, you and I right now, probably the most watched reptile podcast in the game. So
yeah, I would say that.
I would say easily. You want to know who? I didn't make it to Friday because Friday was an industry, like an industry Q&A thing.
Right. I got a bunch of FaceTimes then.
You want to know who fucking moderated the podcast topic?
Who?
Eric Kaufman, Dave Kaufman. Okay. What the fuck is he doing moderating that? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of room for improvement in the podcast world for these events. And Brian's not opposed to ideas. He's not opposed to anything. I feel like you and I could really fucking start making a name for ourselves by going to these events, fucking with the people who fuck with us. Because I hope you were just fucking around when you say that there was nobody who watched your shit at Animal Con, because I literally ran into a handful of people who gave me props. It's like, people give me props about my shit and then they bring up your shit. It's all the time. So
they do that with me too now.
I'm telling you, bro, because there's nobody else out there telling this shit how they are without putting a gimmick on. We don't have gimmicks. Right. And a lot of people, you know, are drawn to that. Some people aren't, but we don't give a fuck who's drawn to it and who isn't. It is what it is. But man, if you want to talk about growth, I'm just saying I have a good feeling. You know, I can't sit here and say fucking, you know, Jesus is telling me Animal Con's the future, but I don't think how it's going to hurt us. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. It can hurt. And the bottom line is that, like I said, I don't agree with everything Brian does, but I like Brian. And I would absolutely just head out and give it a chance. Because it does. You know, like a lot of my people were there. Like Blake Stewart was there, Vanessa was there. I
had a good time with Blake, bro. But by the way, Blake, don't ever bring bottles of Corona to a pool. Okay, that's how you get kicked out. This motherfucker had every security guard on his ass. Blake's walking with his shirt off, big chest. Hey, MJ, you want a beer? And I'm in the pool, and I'm like, are we in someone's backyard? Like, this fool's handing me beer, and there's kids running around. I took it. I was like, I'm gonna set this down. Dude, I love Blake Stewart, bro. That's so
he's fucking awesome.
So he's Blake. Okay, listen, Blake's there, and then Garrett Hartle was there chilling. Like there was,
I didn't know Garrett was going to be
there, bro. Yeah. You know, like Desiree Minot was there, and trust me, Desiree's on the whole like fucking who are these creator assholes? You know, like she's also on the same. Sorry to throw you under the bus, Desiree, but she was also on the same tip, but she also had a good time too. You know, Stephen Cush, dreading the fucking event, says he'll never go, but my goal is to get Stephen Cush to an event like that because Stephen Cush has people who fucks with him there. So I'm telling you, man, this will turn around, and it's going to turn around once people like you fucking go and other people go, just because I'm there and other homies are there. We create the time, nobody else.
Make it a party.
Fuck Jay, fuck those other piece of shit creators. We create the time, let them do them, we do us, and that's it.
Well, it's like Daytona, right? Like nobody really goes to Daytona for the show anymore. Everybody goes to Daytona for the hangout. And I got a feeling that it would be, you know, similar at an Animal Con type thing. And like I said, I was glad it was successful. I was glad, you know, speaking of people that were there, Robin was there.
Yeah.
And Robin even said, like you, he changed his mind, you know, once he was there. And listen, I trust Robin. I have a lot of faith in Robin. So I'll listen to what Robin says.
Robin's one of the most humbled individuals I've ever met in my entire life. And you know, I've heard, you know, I'll never get into details, but I've heard ways of Robin being treated, and it doesn't make me feel good. And I just know that Robin doesn't want drama. Robin's just he's here to make his own impact, which think about the impact Robin's already made for somebody else.
Yeah.
But now watch. Now it's fucking right here. Dude, I am stoked for Redline shipping. Are you fucking kidding me? Redline shipping is going to be the shiznit because this motherfucker knows how to do it. He's a creator behind this shit. And so Robin Markland, man, I'm so stoked for you. And yeah, man, I'm just stoked.
Why I don't share your excitement about a shipping company.
I do. I need it, motherfucker. God damn it.
Robin, I talked to Robin today, and Robin knows he got my total support. I don't know why people are immediately saying no, they're not going to use them when they didn't even give him a chance. Give the fucking guy a chance. The guy's fucking proven doing this. Fuck people that detract. Like I posted something about it today, and everybody starts immediately telling me which shipping companies they use, and how fucking how arrogant do you got to be?
Reptile Express or bust. Right. Shut the fuck up. No, yeah. This isn't a fucking promotional fucking dick contest. This is just, it's can't we share? It's if you, God forbid, you share this episode, even though I'm a podcast, you're a podcast. What's the fucking difference?
That's right.
And you know what? Dude, honestly, Chris, I know people probably couldn't stand when you started sharing my shit and I started sharing your shit.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
That made me want to do it even more. Go fuck yourself.
Stop people. Yeah,
they hated it, because you know why, bro? Our forces combined makes another fucking crazy force. And dude, no one's stopping our shit, bro. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yep.
To the top.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, it's going to be fucking awesome.
Now, I think speaking, that's a good segue, right? Real quick into our new, right after you said we don't do gimmicks, our must-see Sunday.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. It's Sunday Night Raw, basically. Okay. You have basically you have me, because I've had here's one thing. I want to say props to you, Chris, we talked about how you said, fuck it, I got to do this YouTube thing when I don't want to do it. Still don't want to do it, but you're doing it, right? But another thing people love and grasp, as you can tell, are the lives. And, you're doing a live, finally. We're finally getting a Snakes and the Fat Man live Sundays, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is basically right after my 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time podcast.
No, I think it's at 8 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern, so it would be 5.
Oh, 5. Pacific. Okay, my bad. Oh, yeah. My bad. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Right. Okay. I don't know why I said 6. Okay, so it's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
And I'm curious. I want to ask you about these lives. Is there topics surrounding lives? Because, dude, who the fuck is this chick you're bringing? I don't know. I don't know if it's a chick you're trying to bang or what the fuck the deal is, but there's some kinky shit behind it. I'm just curious. And I'm going to take a piss while you're talking about it. Go ahead.
No, I'm having Brittany K on, who she used to be a reptile educator, and she had some problems where FWC took away her licensing because of new laws, I think, and she had a breakup, and she's turning to porn and OnlyFans to kind of do her making a living thing. And I just think that's an interesting story. You're not going to turn on other guys' podcasts and they're going to talk about shit like this, because it's always going to be what substrate are you using? What enclosures? If you don't use racks, you're a moron. So I wanted to just bring something different to the table. And after all, when I see your people's comments in the comment section, I'm just like, wouldn't it be fun to just talk about anything? Where if they're like, Chris, are you a Trump guy? I'll talk about being a Trump guy. I'll even talk about ball pythons if I'm forced to. Don't want to, but I will. So basically, it's like anything that the people want to talk about, let's talk about. Nothing's off limits.
I'm your boy, bro. So if anything, I want to help you out. I feel like if you did a segment with ball pythons, that would bring so many people, because
I know,
that's the one thing you don't talk about. So if you but I feel like you should still keep the feelings, how you feel about ball pythons. So let this ball python breeder just tell them your whole fucking, let them tell you their whole hopes and dreams and just shit on them.
Well, I already do that every week, right?
Make it about the segment. That'd be sick. But then also, I don't know. I just, because I don't know. I feel like it's a good idea. Definitely bringing different shit to the table. sex sells.
Well, I wanted to, I lived for years in Hollywood, so I know a lot of C-level famous people, and I want to bring them on, and I want to like a lot of fucking 80s glam bands I know, and the glam bands are killing it right now with the stadium tour, it was just in LA last week. So I want to talk about those things too. So it doesn't have to be, you want to ask me about Jesus? Fucking let's talk about Jesus. You want to ask me about homeless people? Let's talk about that. I just don't give a fuck. And we'll just do it. And I have no doubt that this first show is going to be a wreck, okay? Because I'm going to be hitting buttons that I don't know what they do on StreamYard. I'm going to be fucking doing other shit, or trying to read comments during the show. And it's going to take a little bit to take off. But I got 5 ball python breeders sponsoring me. So I didn't want this to be sponsored by like the big companies, the Raptor Chips, the Canova, and all that. I wanted it to be all my small ball python breeder friends. So I put the word out, and I asked for 5, and I got 27. And that's when I started thinking, man, okay, maybe people do like me a little bit. So maybe I'll do this live thing. Yeah, so that's why, I'm going to do it. I'm excited about it. It's going to be fun.
And it's, honestly, bro, it's I don't know. I look at the lives as, I've done non-lives before, and I like that anxiety feeling. Something about just being on the spot is like, makes me like fucking, something turns up inside of me, so you never know what kind of beast this might bring out of you,
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I'm excited. Now with that being said, let me ask you this. When it comes to you even thinking about, I don't know, because you're going to Arlington next month, which that's confirmed, right? But
in 2 weeks or whatever, 3 weeks.
2 weeks, which is I'm looking forward to that. But do you feel like Arlington goes well? Shit, maybe the next show you go to goes well. Like, do you feel like what I'm doing is going to be eventually something you should start doing too?
No, not at all.
No.
I can only stand a certain amount of people for a certain amount of days before I have to come back into my fucking cave and ignore everybody for a couple of weeks. So no, I can't do that. I am going to go to a couple of herp shows in 2023. I am going to do this No More Balls thing, where I go to people like Justin's facility and don't look at one snake. We do the whole interview from the loading dock. That's what I want to do. And just aggravate people. I'm gonna do it with Justin. I'm gonna do it with Brittany Gobble. I'm gonna do it with Shane Kelly. I'm doing it with Ozzy. So we got like a whole little tour planned, and that's really enough for me dealing with people one-on-one. The shows is a little bit like, it's just a matter of time before you run into an asshole, right? I mean, you do them all the time. You have to know that that's true.
What, run into an asshole guest?
No, run into an asshole just, like either an over anxious fan or fucking.
No, dude. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's a time and a place. I mean, I'm pretty good at letting, like, I have good facial expressions that people know, like, leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? But the other side of things, like, I feel like the ones who I typically go into things thinking, okay, all right, because bro, some people get really comfortable talking to me a certain way through social media. It's been a while, bro, but I don't forget things. Like I remember certain big people talking to me a certain way in 2019 and shit, and that I see them at shows now, and none of that energy's there. So I'm just like, dude, no offense, but they're all bitches, bro. Like I don't. Like these people that I would be like, oh, I got to run into this person. Nothing's ever gone down. Nobody's ever about what they try to act like they are over the fucking thing. Right. And if you're one of those people and you're hearing me, let me fucking know. I've been willing to run into one of you fucking idiots for a long time. And yes, I will be like, oh, I'm ready. But the thing is, it's never there. It's like, don't even work yourself up for it. It's relevant. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, there's motherfuckers who just are so comfortable behind the phone. And another reason why I got pumped up about this whole animal con thing is because a lot of these fucking fire starters on Facebook are the same hermits that just never put themselves out there. They
Right.
don't want to. And because of that, they're the same ugly, hideous motherfucker with no gains, never going anywhere. You fucking farm for a living, which is not a bad thing, but seriously, you're a fucking hillbilly. So shut up. Like, don't worry about us people who are progressing. Like, the people are evolving. And if it's one thing, bro, that I started getting stern about are just cutting off people who feel sorry for themselves. And I've heard a lot of people who are in a pity party with themselves, or you share some good news with them and they shit on it. You have anybody like that in your life, you fucking cut them off. And until they realize that they have fucking problems. And even then, cut them off. And by doing that, bro, like, I've just been happier with my own decisions, you know, because I do kind of rely on people to be like, oh, that's sick, you know, and I go, oh, cool, you know. But at the end of the day, where we're at, bro, not everyone really wants us to keep going. Like, there's people you know, and bro, the people closest to us, it's scary. Like, people close, and you know that too. You know, you got people that rely on you, but also want you to fucking fall too. It's fucked up, huh?
Yeah, no, it is what it is. But that's just people. And also, you know, the older you get, the less you give a fuck, really. Right. I mean, it's actually very liberating to not give a fuck. Like these people, like, I posted a thing about Robin today saying give him a shot, right?
Right.
And I got like 80 replies, and I've never heard of any of these motherfuckers, right? Like they've never, and yet they're all pretending like they ship hundreds of packages a year and fucking they're professionals at this. And I'm like, listen, if you're professional in this game right now, I probably would have heard of you. Okay. Right. And if I didn't hear about you, I know that, you know, MJ heard of you. Like, that's where you and I kind of shine, is being a sounding board, you know, on different people and opinions on them. Like, if I don't like them, I tell you I don't like them, and then I'm pretty sure that influences your opinion of them too. If you tell me that you don't like somebody, I won't even give the guy a chance. I'm like, yeah, MJ said this guy was a cunt, so I'm not even gonna waste my time with him, you know. So I think that the older you get, the less you give a shit about just dumb shit, you know. But listen, if I can make people laugh, that's all I want to do with my stupid show. I don't give a fuck about ball pythons and fucking production of something or shipping it. I'm just here to make people laugh.
I think as the older as you get more smart as far as like people you invest information to, like, meaning, like, you know, I'm always game planning shit, man. You know, Chris, you know, I thought of this idea, I hit you up, you know what I'm saying? But I don't share that shit with anyone else, because I think, like, if it's not involving the person I want to involve with, nobody gives a fuck.
Right.
And then you might say this, you might have this goal, or you might have this idea and say it to the wrong person who will fucking talk you out of it. I've been in that position, bro. And that's why no matter what, and I will tell you, man, one person who always believed in me to the point where I was like, I don't care if nobody fucking likes me. This guy believes in me. Fuck you. And that was Miguel. Miguel told me, MJ, just keep going. He's like, because you understand, a lot of people are like, who's this idiot smoking? He's a gimmick. Oh, like, who does he think? Like, thinking I'm doing this shit to fucking attract attention, when I'm just saying I don't give a fuck about this children PG shit that you guys, you know. And it all started with, no disrespect, my boys, Adam and Joel, I love those two, but they brought me on their show. Very first podcast I ever got invited on. I got invited onto their show, and they told me I couldn't cuss and I couldn't smoke. And I was like,
was that our Reptiles Unplugged?
Yeah, Unplugged.
Yeah, okay.
And honestly, respect to that. But in my eyes, I was like itching. I was like, why can't I fucking say what I want to say? Like, what's this? What's it gonna do to this channel? So I remember the whole interview, I said in my head, I'm doing my own podcast. I was like, the fact that people don't want to be themselves, the fact that people just don't want to just, you know, say what they want to say, that's fucking crazy. Like, who's going to stop me? Like, no one's paying my bills. Like, are you kidding me? So, and like I said, it was scary at first too, Chris, because nobody really knew who the fuck I was. And they thought I was wild, because I was wild. But I still am, obviously. But, you know, Miguel was fucking pushing me, bro. Like, telling me don't fucking stop. And then also Justin, bro. Like, even Justin, like, I mean, this podcast brought me close to Justin. Like, you don't understand. There's been times Justin hit me up after a podcast. He's like, hey, you have a minute to talk about that podcast? I'm like, what? You were watching this? Like, are you fucking, and you kidding me? And so, and this is like years back. So I'm like, man, like small things like that is what should inspire you out there who's trying to do something they want to do. And, just because you're not getting a lot of good traction from it, or there's fucking people in your ear, fuck that shit, man. Just keep doing it. And
yeah, no, I agree with that too. Funny Reptiles Unplugged story. Reptiles Unplugged, if they're the same people I was thinking about, I had done my first Zoom call the weekend that they were interviewing JT Tomlinson, right, from Reptile, right? Nobody showed up to my Zoom call, right? I mean, 2 people, Josh Strange and one other guy, right? 2 fucking people. So a week later, JT's house burned down, right? So I'll admit I was a little bit of a dick saying, hey, if you want to support Reptiles Unplugged, I mean, they just, go on their show and, your house will burn down too. It was so fucking.
Oh my God. You said that?
Yeah. I was a dick. I was a petty dick, right? Because I was so like my feelings got hurt that nobody showed up for my Zoom call because they were all at JT's fucking Reptiles Unplugged guy. I don't even know if it was them, but I'm pretty sure it was. I'm like, hey, you want to get your house burnt down? Go on to Reptiles Unplugged. You want to keep your house? You come on my show.
Like I said, no disrespect to the homies, I love them, but they had something going. They started something that was not out on YouTube. That whole reptile interview shit, that was the first thing I was seeing it from. And they had a good logo, they had a good thing coming. But at the end of the day, man, this shit, I take this shit serious. Chris, you take this serious. We don't sleep on if we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it. Yeah. And those guys, dude. I mean, Adam he's in the banking industry. Joel's a lawyer, and I'm just saying, life catches up to where if you're not on your shit with YouTube, it's so easy just to say fuck it. Oh
yeah. It's and I agree with you. You skip a week, then skipping the next week.
Yeah, it's so easy to say fuck it. Yep. Like I'm telling Miguel went a minute without posting. And I was like, dog, what's good? Are you all right? Yep. And of course he's not texting me back. But then boom, he just fucking he comes out with the video, and he's back at it. And so at the end of the day, man, it's like, make sure you're doing it for the right reason, and it's never gonna be easy, bro.
No,
even the
people,
when
you would talk. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say even the people making bank, the people I was linking up with and shit like that. Dude, it's still hard. It's always gonna be hard, but life should always be hard. You should never seek comfort, bro. Seeking comfort is the number one worst thing a human should do. You should earn comfort. You need to earn the reason to be comfortable. If you're always comfortable, you're gonna abuse it. You're never gonna fucking really feel happy. Dude, go bust your fucking ass and go deserve to be comfortable.
Well, just think about all the work that you and I put into these shows, right? And just think about it do you think that any of these other once a week guys or small time, even breeders, are putting in the amount of work that you and I do? I don't think they are, because I would be seeing more of it on the consumer end of it. So when you talk about grinding, I think the reason why we're 2 of the bigger people is because of the grind and because of what we do. And I'm not saying that fucking other people don't grind in their own way. But I am saying that I see you and me doing more of it. And I just see that via promotion-wise, via, content-wise and everything else.
Well, professionals show up. If you're a professional at something, you always show up at the end of the day. And you and I always show up. And you know who loves that? Our Patreon members, our supporters, the people who we're there for. And I feel like that's our biggest drive right now. I'm not gonna lie, that's what fucking drives me. The fact that you said that you have 27 of your own fucking people wanting to sponsor you, I'm sure that had to turn something up inside you.
No, it definitely did.
But that's why I was getting worked up about, understanding that you had those people at Animal Con too, and this was only year 1. Wait till year 3, bro. And I'm saying this will only make Fat Man even bigger, even though it sounds like
holy shit!
Listen, dude,
hitting that low hanging fruit again.
Listen, I just want to say, man, with all this being said, I feel like you're at where you're at because you started something, stopped it, and continued it with an uphill battle. You came back into a fucking world that was different. But the thing was, you didn't change. You didn't switch anything up. The only thing you did was evolve your appearance. You evolved your introductions. I mean, you never did any kind of a visual interview, but when you did, you came correct. One of the things that's, remember what made me realize that you even fucked with me is when somebody dropped a comment like, hey, MJ, Fat Man just mentioned you in his thing saying that you're one of the only guys with a good background. Like everyone else is like, that you can see socks in their fucking background and shit like that. Like, and I was like, oh, wow, made me realize that somebody that you want to respect actually respects you. So you shouldn't be a dick to that person. And like I said, man, with us collabing, us coming together was the best thing that's going to happen, not only for us, but this whole entire industry. Because I'm telling you right now, man, there are creators that have to jump in a bush and pretend to be Steve Irwin and have a fucking dingle fucking animal. We don't do that. We're not that kind of creators. And there's other creators who aren't like that. So we can attract more creators like ourselves. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Well, and also I think we hit it from different sides, right? Well, like you hit it from a more serious, a business-oriented side, a breeding episode, side. And I just find out what I think is funny about the whole industry and kind of concentrate on that. Like I said last week with you, nobody's coming to Snakes and the Fat Man to learn how to breed. Okay. People are coming to fucking Snakes and the Fat Man to laugh a little bit, to hear from their, people that they really like, because for some reason, and somebody said this to me, they're like, you have a unique position in the ball python community because you don't even breed these fucking things.
Right.
Yet you have a giant say and reputation on how certain things go. And I was just
a lot of shit I could say could be biased. I'm in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like you have no motive. You're fucking,
I don't give a fuck. So it's a funny position to be in, and it's really one that I just am realizing now, because like 2 months ago, even I was just like, who the fuck listens to me? Like I got good numbers, but who the fuck takes me seriously? Turns out there's a couple of people that do. So at least 27 of them, I'll take that.
That's 27 people wanting to put money in your pocket.
Yeah.
You got to think how cheap people are overall. You know what I'm saying? So think about how many people are actually just watching you for free. A lot.
Right. Yeah.
Well, fuck. Listen, Chris, what an amazing episode. I got to say, it's never a dull moment, man. I think this went well. I mean, I don't know what do you overall think? I mean, obviously you're going to have some sort of talk about this maybe Sunday on your show or whenever your next show is, but I want to know real quick for people who are here watching now, what's your overall look on Animal Con right now?
Oh, I'm glad it went well, and obviously I'm shit talking about it, but I would shit talk on it if it went perfect. It's just what I do, and hopefully people realize that my shit talk, at least towards Animal Con, is nowhere near shit talk that I would throw at like other shit that I absolutely hate, because friends of mine went there. Friends of mine told me it was good. I trust, you guys, and not saying I'm going to rush and get a ticket next year, but I will say I'm glad it went well. And I got
a promo code if you.
Right. Look, this is how much of a cheap fuck you are. You won't even let me be your +1. You're like, Chris, here's this promo code. Holy shit.
Hey man, numbers.
Yeah, no, I got you. I believe me, I do the same thing. All right. I'm glad it went well, but it's still, I'm not convinced it's my thing, but I am glad it went well for the people that did go.
What people have to look forward to as far as other than Sundays, what's on the agenda? I'm curious. I mean, you have any crazy podcasts lined up for because I'm sorry, you drop one every 2 weeks, right?
Right.
And that's on. Remind me the day you drop that.
The 1st and the 15th.
The 1st and the 15th. Okay. Mm-hmm. Anything in the works that people should be ready for that you want to maybe?
Yeah, we're doing.
But what's going on?
Well, a guy in England contacted me, and we are prepping to do another all hot chick episode. Great Britain, okay?
Whoa!
So it's just going to be
Great Britain breeder females, like all breeder UK female.
Only breeder UK females.
Bro, are you ready for that? Oh my god,
man! It's going to be fun, man. We're doing that. That's going to happen probably in October or November. We're doing the No More Balls tour, where I go to like Justin's and Ozzy's places and don't look at one ball python. We're doing the Zoom calls. I'm also doing a new series called Where Are They Now, with the former 15-minute guests from 2020.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to give them another 15 and see if they fucking fucked it all up and are out of the business, or if they grew it, or if they're still maintaining. So fun stuff and interesting stuff, and it keeps me involved with all my friends. I remember when I first started this, and I was bringing on people like Mike Wilbanks and fucking Justin. People were telling me, Chris, it's not just all about doing a podcast with your friends. And I'm like, well, why shouldn't it be? And that's kind of what I'm bringing it back to now is I want to get all my friends, because I've made so many more,
Right.
because of this podcast. I want to start bringing them back on, helping them out, putting them in the spotlight a little bit more, because there's a lot of people that don't get the spotlight that they deserve. There's Brittany K on Sunday is one of them, so I want to, bring people in with good stories.
And remember, bro, I mean, if it's one thing that I was doing too, like whenever you feel like you should bring somebody that's important, don't ever let the views get to you, because sometimes you feel like you're bringing somebody that needs that respect. You won't get that view ratio. I say, fuck it. I say, fuck it. Still bring the person that you feel like is important.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's what matters, because I think one of my most outreached videos I ever put out, like meaning like the most attention I've gotten, people that aren't in the reptile world, I brought some YouTube street, like some street fucking gang member YouTube guy on, and he had nothing to do with he just had nothing to do with reptiles, but he was all about exposing people who were fake in their YouTube game,
Right.
And like, I still have people to this day commenting on that shit and just like, oh, you got, so it's like his views weren't anywhere near like what this is going to be, but that like the comments, the outreach, like that. That's what matters, bro.
Yeah, I really don't look at the numbers. Like I'm.
Yeah, fuck the numbers.
I'm trying to get.
Fuck the comments and fuck the number. Obviously, positive comments, but you're gonna have that one asshole.
Oh yeah, always
dick writer, always trying to make a point and always just wants attention. And it could. I mean, you're gonna see that there are people that actually create fake YouTube accounts just to comment. Like it's that. Yep. It's that desperate.
I already know. I got quite a few of them.
Wow, Ryan McVeigh, where the fuck did you come from? Jesus Christ.
But
How about
Ryan
you text me, buddy?
This question that Ryan McVeigh is posting right here, the original OGs don't want to be on the podcast.
For the most part, no. They want, and you know what's funny? They don't want to be a part of any other OGs. That's for damn sure.
Right.
A lot of these motherfuckers don't fuck with each other. But I mean, Ryan is right. And if it's one thing that Forrest instilled in me is, dude, I have a lot of these OGs like that I talk to, and like you said, I got them thinking about it, but they just don't want to. Like they don't. And if it's one thing, it's like I don't really want to have a guest on if they don't want to be on the show.
Exactly.
Because then you just seem like, okay, like what'd you do to fucking suck this guy off? You know what I'm saying? Like I want it to be natural, and at the end of the day, Ryan, as much as that would sound great to have all these legendary fucking herpers on, it's. Fuck. I mean, I feel like you will be a part of that legendary herper conversation someday in the future, but right now, all these OGs just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have. Yeah.
I love you, Ryan.
I've tried to get Casey Lassick on. I've tried to get Limey on. It's just, it is what it is. So you know what I say about that? Like, fuck them. They don't want to come on. Fucking. I'm not going to chase him. I never want to be that guy that's chasing, somebody to be like, oh, please be on my show. Fuck that. If you don't want to come on.
It's just a mad time before they're asking us.
Yeah. Seriously. Yep.
And sign my book, motherfucker.
Right.
Hey, Chris, I appreciate you. 2 hours in the fucking books. Next month will be another doozy, but looking forward to Sunday. Anything you want to close off with? Anything, dude? Todd, when Kusko was in here, we had nearly 160 people tapped in.
I saw that, yeah.
So it was great. So what do you want? And you just real quick, anything you want to say to anyone tapping in?
That's
like this episode.
That's just gonna make me. It's just gonna make me feel like more of a loser Sunday night when I sign on and nobody's there.
Shut the fuck up.
It's gonna be like fuck.
No, anyone who taps in Sunday is going to your fuck, and my show is going to your show. This is how it works. It's like you almost can't miss it. Why would you want to miss it? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Well, I hope so. But no, just go subscribe to Stinks and the Fat Man YouTube channel. Buy a shirt. Join the Patreon. I don't know. Do whatever you want. Fucking just show up and listen. No, Ozzy just says shut up and breathe. Just shut up and show up. That's all I ask.
Fucking A, man. Well, listen, everyone have a good night out there. And then if this was your first time tapping in, get that like up for the Brian Kusko and for Chris Eaton. And
hit the fucking like button, man.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss the next Nobody's Safe sessions, because this shit happens every month with my man Chris Eaton. And yeah, man, lots of big things in the works for me and this guy. I appreciate everyone out there who fucks with us. Thank you for all the love and support. Chris, you have a good night. I'll tap in with everyone. Let's see. My next show is Sunday, right? What's today? Thursday? God, dude, time just fuck. Do you ever get confused on what day of the week it is?
All the time. I was actually just talking to you about this before the show.
Wild. It's pretty wild.
It usually starts about Wednesday. Then I'm
Sunday. If you don't mind, I just want to talk about who I have coming on Sunday.
Yeah, fucking A, man.
Because I don't really have a big following. Not following, but I don't have a big lineup of guests who work with Venomous, because I feel like a lot of people who work with Venomous are hillbillies, no offense, crazy, but there has to be something wrong with them. But I can't be judgmental, because Stephen Cush works with Venomous. I mean, yeah, there's something wrong with him, but he's one of our boys. Andrew Acevedo works with Venomous, but I'm having a really highly respected Venomous breeder on the show, the homie Alexander England out of Texas. Dude, he bred that shit. Can you believe that? It's just I just
the kid.
No. Yeah, it's in the bag. That was fucking good. God damn you, Chris. That was great. But anyways, I feel like if you breed rattlesnakes or any kind of venomous snake, you're differently built than normal humans. And but not everyone's doing it right. And I've talked to people I respect in the venomous world, and they highly respect this guy. So looking forward to bringing him to the table. Hope you guys are ready. It's going down Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right before Snake and the Fat Man's live, going down Sunday with what's her name one more time? I'm so sorry.
Brittany K.
Is she gonna be showing any kind of thing, or like is she?
I think YouTube doesn't really allow that, right?
They don't fuck around. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
much, so.
They might take that nickel back.
Fuck Nickelback. All right, man. Listen, have a good night, everyone. I will catch you guys Sunday. We'll both catch you guys Sunday, and we'll see you guys next time. Chee!
Let's do it together, okay? You ready?
Right, 1, 2, 3. Chee! Fuck, you fucked that up, bro. That was terrible.